What's good? Alexander Volkov stops Alistair Overeem in the second round in what was a beatdown. Um, Not much to talk about because it was so one-sided, and Alistair Overeem got beat up so bad. By the end of the fight, I was uh, just cringing because you could hear the knuckles hit Alistair's bone in his face and in his body. It made me physically cringe and just feel bad. And he knocked him down at the end, and he just stood there, just waiting for the referee to stop him because Alistair Overeem was on all fours, just blood pouring out of his face. He had all these cuts on his lip. He had a cut in the middle of his eyes, which was very strange to see, but he was getting picked apart, and it was mostly by Volkov's jab and his right hand. It was basically just 1-2s that Alistair was just covering up, and um, Volkov was just punching through his guard or that left hook. I think it was that left hook that dropped him in the second round that prompted the referee to stop him. And yeah, good thing he didn't hit him while he was down because really it wasn't necessary. You could go the Jorge Masvidal route where he goes, yeah, it's super necessary because the referee hadn't stepped in yet and we're paid to fight until the referee steps in. But there are times when you're fighting and the guy is clearly done and he can't fight any longer, and it's just moments before the referee, and you have that window to throw a punch and land a heavy bomb against a defenseless opponent, but you don't have to throw it because you know this fight's gonna end, and that's what happened. Volkov just stood there, just waiting for the referee to end it because he had beaten, bloodied, picked apart Alistair Overeem from around the third minute of the first round because he wasn't throwing, he wasn't letting his hands go, and Alistair Overeem was landing a couple. I think he landed a couple kicks and an overhand left. But once Volkov started throwing, he threw the jab and kind of dropped him in the first round. And it was kind of like a jab slipped. It looked like Overeem slipped, but after that, he just Overeem was just covering up, but Volkov was just punching through that guard, and it was just brutal. It was just brutal to see. I've known about Overeem since he beat Brock Lesnar. I was a Brock Lesnar fan from wrestling, and I was very sad when he stopped Brock Lesnar. But I was like, oh man, this guy Overeem, that Brock finally fought someone his size. This is my thinking at that time. Brock finally fought someone his size, and he got picked apart. And he didn't get picked apart in that fight. He landed one kick, and Brock Lesnar had the disease at that point, and he got stopped. He landed a great shot a kick to the liver in that fight, but that was a long time ago. And Alistair Overeem has 66 fights in MMA, and plus all those fights in kickboxing and in other leagues, not just UFC. And of course, the MMA fights. Span throughout all the other leagues that he wants that he fought in. He has titles in all these other organizations. I don't want to get anything wrong, so I won't name any, but he had kickboxing titles and MMA titles in other promotions, but he had a hell of a career. I don't know. He said that he wanted to grab the title and then retire, but man, when you've been through many fights as he has, you've been knocked out as many times as he has, you can't just come back at 40 years old and compete with these young killers, man. You just tell that every punch that Volkov landed with hurt, man. This fight was hard. It was hard to watch. It was brutal, and I can't imagine how it would have felt to been in the ring or in the octagon against Volkov because man, this guy 6'7" giant. They call him the real Drago, and yes, he is a savage. Man, I don't even want to say what Drago did to Apollo Creed and those images that could have happened, but man, this was brutal. Look forward to seeing Volkov again, climbing up the ranking. Alistair Overeem was ranked number 5, and Volkov was ranked number 6. So I guess now Volkov is ranked at least number 5, but be interesting how he goes from here. He made a fan tonight, and Alistair Overeem, maybe it's time to hang it up. You had a hell of a career. You're definitely gonna be in the Hall of Fame if you're not already, but man, you don't have to be taking punishment like this anymore. But thanks everybody for watching. What do you guys think? What should be next for each guy? Peace.